All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the broadcast here. Summit 8 North American qualifying action coming at you. And we have a pretty important matchup here. The winner of this moves on to the NA Finals, where then the winner of that, of course, moves on to the Summit 8 main event itself. We got two great teams going at it. Immortals taking on Leviathan here in a best-of-3. One of our first best of threes today, of course, Complexity versus DC will be later on, so it should be a good day overall. But looking forward to getting things started off with game number 1 here. I am Breaky CPK, and going to be joined by the greatness himself, the one they call Grand. How's it going, man?
Oh, it's going great. Ready for some Dota, some BSJ Dota, some Korean Dota. Can't get much better.
It really can't. I mean, Leviathan, man, they made it back. You know, I actually casted them in the first round of the event. Ended up dropping down, but they made it through Blue Pikachu, and then they made it through VGJ Storm to get to this point. So this is a team that's, you know, that they have some highs. They've defeated EG, most noticeably this season, but they're a team that's still trying to find their ground, I think it's safe to say, in the NA region.
Yeah, I think that they've, you already see, today is the first day it looks like Whitebeard's actually drafting, because BSJ was drafting yesterday. And now Whitebeard's got that crown on his head.
Yeah, who's Whitebeard, by the way? You might get some insight on that.
Whitebeard, this guy, I mean, he had a miraculous run. He's played at a major, the Shanghai major, the shit show. He actually was with Fluff and stuff on Team Fire/Archon, and he's played at ESL New York the last 2 times. He's super experienced. He played with Demon and Brax as well on a Summer's Rift a long time ago. So he's been around. People respect him.
All right, yeah, Leviathan, you're pointing out, he's the captain today, the drafter. So far he goes with that first pick, Slaughter. Can't say I'm too surprised. He's been getting a lot of attention this patch, especially in NA. They followed up with a Dazzle here. You got a Puck Night Stalker on the other side. But what do you think about the Dazzle second pick here coming out?
A lot of minus armor, just good save. I mean, you have your 4/5 roll now. It kind of forces Immortals to ban out Terrorblade, I think, because yesterday we watched Slardar Terrorblade 2v5 all of Leviathan. That was the game I think VGJ won, and it was pretty devastating.
Remaining.
Yeah, definitely something you got to look out for here as far as the bans now to follow. You know what would be fun to see? A little bit more, I guess, old school of sorts, but that's Shadow Fiend, man. I want to see some Shadow Fiend with this patch. The new amped raises that you can do if you land consecutive raises. You got that minus armor synergy already working. Could that be seen, or is that just not a hero we should see now, you think?
I just think it's too rough in the mid-roll, right? He's like the most gankable 2 position ever. He has no escape mechanism. The only thing he actually has is like a comeback mechanic, but versus a Night Stalker, I doubt we'll see him.
Yeah. A little bit too risky. So as far as the actual bans, Broodmother into the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage taken away. I don't think anyone's disappointed about that ban right there. They got a Chaos Knight as well.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah, Leviathan, but yeah, I mean, they had Sammy Boy back when they beat EG, but now with the new roster, they did beat VGJ, and that was quite the, I watched most of it. I was just super surprised. It seemed like way better drafts from Leviathan and VGJ, man. They're so dependent on Ritsu farming. Immortals is far more well-rounded, so they're going to have to expect more than just farm on one person.
Yeah, this has been a team that's obviously been through some roster changes, it's safe to say. Talking about Leviathan, of course, even Garter coming over from the European region. From my understanding, he's actually living with BSJ right now, staying in his house there.
Okay, that makes sense. I know he came to NA at least. I guess he must have just stayed when they did the Asus ROG event. I know he was out here for the NA stuff.
Yeah. So he's, of course... he's been their mid player, and the matches that I got to watch of him, I mean, he had some great games there, so looking forward to seeing how he does here, what hero he ends up playing. Lich, though, is going to be an opponent that they go up against.
I love Lich, man. Just,
5 seconds
I don't know, that hero, I'll never like it. The one hero that just slows the game down from level 1, just, he's the only person who can do that.
Yeah, it's can tend to be a pretty annoying hero. I mean, he hasn't been seen as much. I feel like in this patch, of course, he did get some nerfs with it, but it's still the basis of the hero, I guess, is still there. He still will slow down the game ultimately because of how he works even. So
a decent counter to TB if they think they are going to take it, like copy what VGJ did yesterday.
Okay.
And I've noticed without Sammy Boy, I think that's the biggest thing why this team's succeeding. With Sammy Boy, they sacked him and they let Monkeys Forever and BSJ farm. And now it seems they're sacking Monkeys Forever and allowing Garter and BSJ to farm. I think it's a big reason for their success, because Garter always gets so much farm on his like Queen of Pain and mid heroes.
Yeah, no, I saw he played a Mirana the other day. Actually, he actually went the Ags build on Marana too, a little bit old school of sorts, but yeah, he's had some good success again for them so far. And again, we don't know his hero yet. They go the Sand King here. Neither team getting their mid laner, let alone their safe laner. So pretty similar drafts going on in that sense. But now we got the 4th pick for Immortal, so what direction do they go here? Either the mid or the safe lane? You know, TA's actually been one that's had some success recently. You know, the new traps doing damage. I personally haven't casted one yet, but I know I've witnessed some games. I think Miracle's played it for Liquid, so that's been fun to watch. But ooh, Gyrocopter, okay.
And I think a lot of here, I think it was after the Dream League NA stuff, people realized how big, I mean, we went away from taking stacks for a while. And then I think people watch like Arteezy's tree and they're like, oh, taking Ancients are pretty important again.
Remaining.
So I wouldn't doubt it if Leviathan, you see like a Sven or a TA, like you said, just someone who can take stacks.
Remaining.
Gyrocopter. This has been a hero that some teams have definitely been running a fair amount in the scene right now. I don't know if Immortals is on that list personally, but he's clearly being liked by some of these teams with the changes that he got from the patch right here. So, well, what do you think of the potential Gyrocopter, either mid or safe lane here for Immortals?
I like it. I mean, it can go mid. I mean, the Max Rocket, now that they buff, I don't know, it's buff / nerf, now that it doesn't do like minimum maximum damage for travel time, like he's such a better laner, obviously still can take stacks and just goes into the late game with flat cannon. It's interesting, right? Arteezy goes 0-4-4, none of the, you know, that early laning pressure, but then you see someone like a VP played it, and they went 4-4-0 with full lane pressure, so it can go two ways.
Remaining.
Very versatile there. Lifestealer, speaking of synergy, taking advantage. He's so good with that slaughter. The Lifestealer bomb, put that Corrosive Haze up, you initiate with a crush, and Lifestealer just melts you right after. It's kind of the idea right there, so.
Like it. And I wouldn't now. Leviathan definitely. I can see TA. TA good versus. I mean, obviously, pretty much all those heroes besides Puck. I mean, tough to kill him when he can't escape. But then you'll have the minus armor from Lifestealer like Deso, Slardar, Dazzle, as well as TA and a Stack Taker. See if Immortals bans it.
Or Shadow Fiend still on the list. Yeah,
I mean, doesn't he have a talent now where his aura affects buildings? You never know.
I think he does, actually. Yeah,
I don't think people actually take that one, though. I'm pretty sure there's like a better one with it, like always.
Probably. Yeah, let me see now that you mentioned that. Nah, I can't find it. Anyways.
I'll look it up for you.
Yeah, 40 move speed is the other one. That's right. Okay,
that's a lot of move speed.
That's a lot of move speed, yeah, especially for a hero that can be ganked fairly easily, so. Last ban for Immortals. Man, they're putting some thought into this when you talk about the mid-hero TA on that list, so I'm sure that's one of those that they're thinking about at least, but I mean, what else is there?
Just looking at these 4 drafts, both teams have a lot of team fight. Immortals obviously a little heavier committed. Lifestealer can farm or can team fight, but I mean, there's a ton of AoE. Lich, Gyro, and Puck against like a Sand King, Slardar. Feels like Leviathan just going to want to move around the map a lot earlier. We've seen Sand Kings, all of them lately, have been going like Tranquil's drums or Phase drums without Blink Dagger. It's I'm not sure if I like it yet.
Drums, I've noticed, has been actually pretty popular in the patch. I'm personally glad to see it. I think drums is a great item to see, and you know, think it's one of those like potentially could have it picked up every game. Frankly, the aura that it brings and the use of it's nice. So yeah, whether or not getting that over Blink is the thing, I don't know, but it's been nice to see in my opinion.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's a lot more run at you. The problem is you have to get a Blink eventually, or else you have a Slardar Sand King without like blinks. You're trying to go on a Lich Gyro. Can be rough.
Be a little awkward. Medusa, that final ban from Leviathan. So now their pick. They got some time to think about it, about 40 seconds or so in total, but Immortals will have the final answer as far as the response. Again, depending on what Leviathan does here, that could set up whether or not they want to run the Gyro mid or in the safe lane as we were getting at earlier. So,
and if they really do want to shut down someone like Garter, now that there's no extra creep middle, you put a Lich +1 middle, and those people like CC and C who are so used to being over-leveled can get just shut down so early.
Mm-hmm. What about like a magic damage dealer here for the mid, like a Storm Spirit? Okay, they go Marana.
That's pretty magic if he goes the same build.
That's true. Yeah, he did that Ags as I was talking about. Ags, Blink, Ethereal Blade. Again, I said old school. I mean, it's not really that old school. It's just not the most recent build on Marana that we saw.
Like a TI5 classic kind of thing. So it's been like 2 years.
Yeah, I guess. It's been a little bit. Garter, potential to go that at least. And now Immortals are going to have to choose pretty quickly here. Their final pick, actually. It is...
Storm! There you go, the Storm.
That's what I meant. Storm Spirit.
Yes. Oh, man, so... Storm, Night Stalker, possibly Lich going up against, like, a Slardar. Because I know Nusham loves sitting middle lane. It's a lot harder with the Slardar, though. Compared to a Night Stalker, you have that ranged kind of damage with this Q, which can slow Slardar. You have to get in close. Be interesting as they start out the lanes.
Huh, man, these skins. First off, the gyrocopter. That's just awesome.
That one's dink. The boat copter.
That freaking boat. I'm looking at the Dazzle, though, man. He's just decked out there. He's got the hoodie on himself and... Old guy Dazzle over there.
We'll see. I highly doubt we're going to see the old BSJ, but the BSJ when he used to play Lifestealer on, I think, older Leviathan or Team Freedom, when he went Tranquil Boots into Radiance and just sat in a creep, like the big creep. I highly doubt he's been going that lately, but he pioneered that.
That would be something. That would definitely be different, especially nowadays, but... Yeah, I don't know if that's something we should expect to see or not. I mean, again, the idea of the synergy with the Slardar, just you want to get that armlet to start fighting with them as soon as possible, it feels like, and getting those kills, of course. So, are we going to pause here? Is that why we're... No, we're not. It's just taking a little bit, I guess.
It takes for everyone. Even when everyone picks their heroes now, yeah.
Got the extra strategy time coming out. So, QO, though, with the Storm Spirit, the final pick. So, going to be matched up against Mirana in that mid there. Is that something maybe goes either way, you think, or should it be pretty even?
It really depends who's middle. I like the last pick Storm because they've been watching these things as well, like no Sand King getting Blink Daggers and whatnot. You're pretty much forced to get a Blink Dagger on Sand King now, because if you have no Blink Sand King against a Storm, you will never catch him.
All right, so keep an eye on that progress there. Coming up from Monkeys Forever. What's up?
What?
You saw some. It sounded like you're thinking about something. You're looking at something there. So.
Oh no, I wasn't. I was just turning on the in-game mic.
Got you. Yes, all those people in Dota TV listening in. All right, so Gyrocopter, the Wraith Band pickup from the beginning. While we're in the early phase here, curious on your thoughts on the TP for everyone. It's been fun getting opinions of everyone on that from the beginning. What do you think?
I'm not against it. I don't think Ice Frog, when he did this, he was expecting all the middle and like carry heroes to just pick up runes and then TP right away. I think he was more wondering about like these early ganks, but now it's just literally being used to get a free rune.
30 seconds.
So it's interesting. I mean, I don't hate it. It just seems like a really weird addition.
Yeah.
They should just give it. If you buy chicken, you should get a TP. So like just the 5 supports get it.
Incentivize buying the chicken. Yeah, I can see that actually. Wouldn't be too bad. Bottom lane. Look at the Slaughter. I guess they didn't see him initially. Okay, now they definitely see him, and so no kill going to be coming out of there. They're probably going to steal the bottom bounty rune, though, and that'll make it a 3-for-1 bounty rune, actually. In favor of Leviathan here for the start, so...
It's 100 gold for a worse mid block, because you see Febby already starts out by not going for that top rune, and I mean, it really depends. 100 gold's not that much. If it was still 100 gold, 100 experience, runes would be contested so much, but
yeah,
you're not worried about like 2 creep kills.
Night Stalker, he's going to start out in the middle lane. You do see the block, the range creep in front here for Garter, so kill it off first at least. But going to be a 2 versus 1 right now. The support of Mirana is instead at the bottom lane, as we talked about. Slaughter, they want to try to get a first blood, but unless Lich pushes up really far here, I don't think that's happening.
Look at that block all the way. Now that this lane is going to push in so far. The Lich deny plus the block into tower. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal. It's almost like at this point, why is Slaughter even down here? Is he dead? No. Oh my gosh, that poison ticking him down. But he's going to eat the tango and he'll be fine. But geez, that got really low actually.
The only problem is now he has double range creep, so Ferev's like super okay with this. He's gonna have to eat, sit in a tower, but the lane's gonna be pushing in always now.
Oh, Nusham being down here. Here we go. This is their chance. First blood potential. Now Dubu in trouble. Puts out the Chain Frost, or Frost Blast, excuse me, and slows down the couple. He got the homing missile now activated on Nusham. He threw out the Crush and MP. He's gonna be fine, he should at least, as Monkeys Forever's forced to stun in though, but it doesn't seem like this is the value trade that Leviathan was hoping for. They take a lot of damage.
I thought that was it was either going to be first blood. They saw he didn't have Frost Armor. They're like, this is the one time early game in lane we might actually get this killed. Because once he gets 3 and gets Frost Armor, 2 melee heroes versus that, and he's dead.
He is. Homing missiles even up. It's just a matter of time. Unless they can kill it before, they cannot. Just love that noise. The thong. That's a first blood.
I love the rocket build. I remember, I mean, one of the few people who played it support back in the day was like Alliance with Loda, and they played a support jar, and it was like the only person who ever maxed rockets. It's always been pretty good. It's just the other skills have been better. It's one of those heroes that has 3 good skills.
Well, sets up the first blood right there. So clearly this dual aggressive lane is not going as planned for Leviathan. So if you're Slaughter here, you probably, what do you think? Go middle lane, maybe even towards the top. It's probably doesn't come back bottom, right?
Yeah. He's just gonna have to do something else in lane. I mean, he can go bottom, maybe when like they get a sentry, but if they get a sentry bottom, Monkeys Forever is just gonna have to go to the jungle. So hard now without Iron Talon either.
Yeah, that definitely hurts. Dazzle's doing a good job of boxing out Forever. We saw the near kill earlier, but for now he's that new Shadow or Poison Touch, I guess it's called, and the idea of it being AoE, and obviously not really effective necessarily here, but he is just harassing the hell out of Puck at this top lane. Not close.
Just Whitebeard. Whitebeard's one of those guys, he's less position 60 than Peter, but he plays a super hard position 5. And he always has. Even with Fluff and stuff, like it used to just be 2 5s on that team, never worked out, so it's good he's on a team now where he can just play a 5 and not have to worry about ganking.
Yeah. See, Slaughter does make his way back to the bottom lane again. Creep pull going on, but actually going to be taken over by the Gyrocopter and the Lich, so continuing to run into some issue there. Gyrocopter, safe to say, overall, he's doing pretty well. I mean, he's only 12-1. It's not like he's just, or he's 12-7, I guess. But I mean, you look at Lifestealer on the other side, 20-9. He is doing fantastic at that top lane.
BSJ free farm. He will free farm. He is the king of solo lanes.
King of killing creeps. And he's showing that off right here. Obviously, the phase boots to come. Dazzle actually leveling up Poison Touch. How about that? He has level 2 in it currently. Kind of harass this Puck. So, yeah, what do you make of it? I don't know if you're a Dazzle player, but slightly new Dazzle here.
You don't see it that much. He knows he won't really need Grave. He's not expecting like anyone to die. And he won't really have to TP. So the extra damage on Puck. If he ever uses phase shift like right there for when just an auto tech, he'll always get a poison off.
Oh, it's a catch on Febby, but guess what? It's nighttime. 4 minutes in, so he's a little bit faster, and no way they're capitalizing on that right there. So he'll come back to his teammates and. And if you're Slaughter and Sand King, you're the ones that have to be a little bit careful here, it feels like. I mean, Slaughter does have a double damage rune on him, but being nighttime, you gotta fear for that. Man, Forever again. Top, he's dead. Poison Touch is enough. Saw him TPing out, figured it was going to be enough, but no, not in time. He goes down. New shot bottom lane now. They're going to dive him again. Homing missile channeled up. Eventually going to be hitting him right here. Just a matter, is it enough damage? It gets the stun, but nice stun onto with a Burrow Strike on a Night Stalker. He's going in for the finish, but a crush hits him, and he gets taken out first before he can finish the job. So good response, actually, from Leviathan, and you know what? They just got 2 kills right there.
And Monkeys Forever waited. He could have stunned so much earlier on just single. He let the rocket hit, baited him in, and then got the double stun. Quite the player.
That was a huge turn.
Going from middle to off lane. See, it seems so weird. Who else? I know there's other people who've done that, but it's definitely strange.
Yeah. Yeah, outside of maybe going like middle to 5 support, feels pretty off, yeah. But case right there. But yeah, again, Forev going down. I don't know. I mean, I guess Dazzle really is just a great harassment 5 support, but man, he just continues to struggle. Even dying now on top, the only 3 creep kills. He's level 3.5. Bottom lane, is this another kill? Dink. Just can't do a thing. Rocket's proven to do some work.
I love how they are doing the Dazzle, though, with the fact that, like, either Forev tanks a lot of auto attacks, or he phase shifts one and he gets poison touched. I don't know what. Whitebeard's just chilling down there.
He's chilling / dying, really. Yeah, no way he's living through that one. So, yeah, fighting near the shrine area, that's not going to work. Nushan will get away, but, yeah, I don't really know how that necessarily started, but simply wrong place to be at that point. Febby tried to steal the rune. Couldn't get there in time, though. But Storm Spirit involved in that. But speaking of that middle matchup, by the way, 36-13 Mirana versus a 28-2 Storm Spirit. So Garter doing the farm thing as he's been.
That's with the I mean, the Night Stalker's been sitting middle. You see it. It's level 7.5 to like 5 3/4. He is just. He didn't really have that much pressure. It didn't feel like the Night Stalker really did that much.
No. Seems like he's been more involved at the bottom lane. And speaking of bottom lane, Lich, they're going to go on in with a Burrow Strike. The crush to follow. The heal comes out as well from Dazzle. Poison Touch applied to multiple units as well as the hero of Gyrocopter. They finish off Lich. Now going for the Gyro might as well. Burrow Strike in. Another heal up in 1 second. Crush, though, it's going to be out of range, so MP should be able to live through this as he is. Gets to the tower, but they got Lich at least.
Leviathan looking so good early game. Good rotation there. They're up a full 1,000 here. BSJ's been, I mean, right? I mean, this is the thing. They sacked Monkeys forever technically in the bottom lane and the tough lane, and BSJ and Garter are just farming. It's not even like Monkeys had a bad lane.
Yeah, the fact that Dazzle can now, you know, rotate and kind of be aggressive against not what you think when you think Dazzle, but leveling up that Poison Touch and coming into play there as far as the assistance is concerned. So you got BSJ with the free farm, the armlet. It's getting very close actually to being finished, and I'm sure he's going to start moving with the team once that's picked up. So there's a lot of reasons to like Leviathan with where they're at right now in this first game. But Febby, I think they know he's here. Yeah, they were pinging the area. Burrow Strike comes out. The Courier even delivering the Tranquil Boots. In the meantime, Ninestalker getting below half-life, but they're turning on to Slaughter. The homing missile already connecting. The call down with the Shallow Grave. It's going to be enough to actually help keep him alive. I don't even think it was necessary, actually. Just a matter of that second one didn't hit. The crush comes out. The Burrow Strike on top of the Gyrocopter. The heal from Dazzle. He's fallen. The arrow comes through. They picked off Ninestalker and a double kill for Garter as he rotates over what seemed to be the perfect time. Leviathan making a statement here early on in game one.
Yeah, that was per rotation. I don't know if it was a Garter call or a Whitebeard call, but having him come down there, look for the rune, and just going bottom gets him a double kill, and he gets the bounty rune. Man, he is... Yeah, I still can't believe how hard he won middle in a 2v1 matchup.
He's got that bounty rune coming back towards the middle. Again, is he going to go that Axe build? Like I mentioned before, it currently is just going to finish Power Tread, so we'll find out next, really. And is this another kill? If he lands the arrow especially.
Oh, the double Starfall goes on a ranged creep, or else he would have gone for it.
Yeah, it's going to whiff right there. I don't know, could you see it any different? Like, is the magic build good here, or would it make more sense for the right-click physical, like Yasha, etc.?
I think it's just better, right? Because you have the Slardar, you're going to have the Lifestealer, you're going to have a Deso. Just overall, your physical damage is going to be way higher than your magic, just because of those extra buffs.
That's fair. And there you
Double
go.
Damage. Ooh, if he hits an arrow now, that's solo kill on anyone.
He's going to try to find somebody. Storm Spear would, of course, be prime. Over here, he doesn't see him. Maybe mid can try. He is going the Yasha according to the queue up, by the way, so it's a good call right there. Yeah, I don't think he's hitting this arrow. Puck's a little too slippery. Although, as I say that, he hits the arrow. He goes in. Double damage rune popped, and it's a kill. Never mind, he's got it. Just Garter things.
This Garter, man, this guy's been playing out of his mind since he joined. I just love how they switched their playstyle just completely. You know, they're like, let's let our middle farm. We don't really need him anymore. Sammy Boy, he's gone. Let's do a whole new strategy. And BSJ, Armlet, like, they're just farming on all cylinders. Firing, farming, whatever you want to say.
What's the comeback here for Immortals? I mean, Gyrocopter, his farm's okay. I mean, Source Spirits, again, they're a little bit behind, but is there an item that maybe that's like, okay, that's going to stabilize things, you think, or...?
I think just get QO farmed up. Like, they still don't have that much lockdown for him until they get a few Blink Daggers. You get him, like, what, Bloodstone Kaya, and we've seen what that can do in the new patch.
Yeah.
And just a lot of team fight. Just Puck holding someone down with Coil.
Gyrocopter, the Yasha just about finished, and then the Mask of Madness to follow. So his progress being made at least. Sand King, you mentioned this. He's going to go Tranquil into the drum. So Monkeys going that build, going to pass up the Blink Dagger for now at least. So a little bit less initiation because of that. Slaughter will have a Blink eventually, but again, only 350 gold saved up towards it. Something to keep in mind.
Damn, you see, just that level 3 rocket did half of Monkey's life right there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Garter, or not Garter, but BSJ just literally at top by himself. I mean, there is a point where is Immortals... Are they wrong for that? Like allowing Lifestealer to just have literally free farm at the top laner? I guess you really can't do much about it this early on.
I mean, it kind of feels like they're. I mean, they put so much pressure on bottom. You thought they'd get a few more kills, and they just haven't. Like Leviathan won bottom lane, and now BSJ just gets the free farm.
Yeah,
he's almost an impossible kill now. Level 3 rage and an armlet.
Yeah, Febby also the first nighttime. It didn't feel like he really just both night times. I guess in general, he hasn't really been able to get the highest impact. Or no, there's only been one nighttime. It's 30 seconds until the second one. And they're going to go to the bottom lane down here, but it's a ward down, which, by the way, is in range of the sentry. Darkness is falling. Burrow strike away. The Silence connects, but he gets a Sandstorm off, and Monkeys is living. They need to be careful not to get turned. Going too deep right there. So, yeah, another kind of failed attempt. Even the Darkness committed for that one.
17 wand charges. That's like the worst feeling. You gank somebody, and you see they're on him. He's fine just stunning out of the coil. He's like, well, I have another 250 HP, so that's it.
Storm Spirit. Yeah, the infused raindrops kicking in right there, helping out a little bit, but Mirana continuing to kind of bully him in that middle lane. He's level 11 now as Mirana. The Yasha's finished earlier, just about there. Needs, I guess, the Band of Elf skin, but gonna pop the Moonlight Shadows. He's looking for a kill. Another double damage, by the way, but guess what? Nobody's middle lane. There's 4 bottom and 1 kind of cleaning up the top lane, so instead he'll just push mid with this, I guess.
Man, I just clicked on hero levels, and that's just insane. 2 level 11s, and the next closest are 9 and 8 on Immortals. That's insane level difference for having no extra creep middle.
Structures are fortified.
That really is, actually. Jeez. BSJ. I mean, it's like one of those things where Lifestealer, you know, he has his armlet. That's when you expect to see him start fighting. But, well, the way this game's going, I mean, you don't need that. He can just continue to farm and get his next tier item. Maybe the Desolate, or I guess he's going Yasha here. Okay.
I've noticed when he did do that Moonlight Shadow, before he went for the gank, he looked up that hill to see if they had any stacks, and he's like, oh, they don't even have stacks for the gyro. Whitebeard scouted out the bottom Ancients as well, saw they didn't have stacks.
Yeah.
Like you said, that's a comeback mechanic. Gyro farming stacks, but they just don't have any.
Yeah, that's something that you may want to kind of get on here if you're Immortals, but again, the second Nightfall. Febi's just not able to do much. We saw at the bottom lane they tried. It came up short. He's just simply trying to farm at this point. Just about to hit level 7 at least. Has the urn coming, which definitely is value, but he needs to be careful. If this arrow connects from Mirana, that's a free kill for sure, but looks like he's going to go uphill. He sees them defending. Going to keep out of distance for now, but again, a very passive game for the most part from Immortals. And, you know, that's where maybe Lich does come into play a little bit as your 5 support. And he's a 5 support after all, but, you know, he is one that encourages that slower game, as you mentioned from the beginning. And they're kind of getting that. It's just not really working out for them.
Yeah, I mean, even like, I mean, you consider Dazzle a passive 5 as well, but you saw him like TP in, get that heal bomb. He can at least do something. And while BSJ steals Febi's bounty rune, just gets out of there. Damn, this guy is shaky.
He's pretty good. Sange picked up on Lifestealer, by the way. So he is going to go the S&Y build. It's battle build, I think it's referred to.
I mean, he could. I mean, obviously, if he really wants, we see a lot of people get S&Y, split into like a Heaven's Halberd, and then straight into whatever else you want to get with that. Especially against the Gyro, it's really good.
Yeah, Halberd, maybe even the Manta if he finds it necessary. This game, perhaps, so.
It could versus the Storm with Orchids. Here we go. Middle might actually have some action.
Be about time. Darkness already coming out. Garter, homing missiles on him right here. Moonlight Shadow's going to be activated for this initiation. BSJ just trying to walk in. Cannot get the open wounds off, though. Now going for Night Stalker. So it's not the cleanest initiation there from Leviathan. But I guess they scare them off, the tower. That happens. Yeah, it seemed a little awkward.
I think they're maybe they want to do that a little sooner. Level 2 open wounds, you just look at that. It's even level 2, it's so little. Like, you have to be right on top of them.
Well, that kind of goes back to the build of Sand King, right? Where if he has a blink there, they probably go in top lane. Yeah, the Slaughter is going to be jumped in. Speaking of his blink, this is going to delay him now. So nice find there from Immortals. Again in the nighttime. So not having the blink dagger, maybe hurting Leviathan a little bit. But Sand King, is he? Okay, yeah, he really is just not going blink, is he? He's going the urn now.
Yeah, we saw that a lot during Dream League. It's just good build. It keeps you more involved if you really do want a 5-man. I get you're not really worried about the Storm because he didn't farm that much. So you're just fine if you 4 or 5-man. I mean, you just want to get those urn charges, continue pushing. Garter gets a free tower middle by himself.
He's setting up right here, trying to find an angle maybe on Gyrocopter, but just really not going to get it. Instead, he walks back. Bottom tower, meanwhile, being pushed in. As BSG and Lifestealer leading the way with that, going to have the massive creep wave. Garter, homing missile, he'll be fine. Going to use one of his 3 leap charges. That's always fun. So
let's see the best for these middle. They're like So you like heroes that can flash farm and not die ever in the early game? Well, we gave you another one, and that's also like Shadow Fiend. So now Garter has, I mean, Mirana 3 leaps, can always get out of gank. Shadow Fiend just stands there and dies. You really have to be mobile. That's why you see what like Puck, Squab, Storms, all these heroes middle. You have to be mobile in this patch.
Oh yeah, way too much movement, especially from those fours. That can come in quickly. So Monkey's helping to lead the push down here. Now he has that blink queued up. Slaughter, how's he at? 1,700 gold. So it feels like that's going to kind of be the key, if anything, for Leviathan to really push the issue. But I mean, at the same time, they're getting a tier 2 tower, which obviously is fine. And bottom or top tower is being pushed in by Puck though. In the meanwhile, so might be a little bit of a trade here happening.
Mortals is fine with that. If I mean, they won't get this tier 2, but a ton of damage on it at least.
Tower is under attack.
Oh, there comes the response. Lifestealer had jumped inside Sand King, and that's an easy kill.
What? He had Blink Dagger up. He just didn't use Blink Dagger out of phase shift. He got cocky. Oh my, that's a horrible misplay. That's real bad.
Well, they capitalize on it, take advantage, get the kill. Garter, double leap in. Febby, can he avoid the arrow? Ooh, it seemed like it was going to hit, but it might not matter. Burrow Strike hits, and easy kill executed ultimately. Monkey's forever credit for it. Pinging the Roshan right after, and it's going to be a nice transition. Corrosive Phase will allow for an easier Roshan kill.
I mean, this is looking like, this is one of those things, because BSJ, right, drafter, captain the team. I wonder if he even gave, like, in-game captaining to Whitebeard. It just feels like BSJ was just allowed to farm top. We saw the rotations without him. It just feels good when you're a one-position carry. I think Eternal Envy's the only one now that still captains in games. So.
Yeah. That's a good point, actually.
They just qualified to a LAN, so who knows?
That's this same one.
LAN, actually, yeah.
Southeast Asia there. It definitely can work for some, but I think the consensus is, yeah, if you're the one position, ideally you're not having to do the captaining. For the team, it makes sense. But point is, whether or not what's happening for Leviathan here, something's happening that's working out very well, of course. And Roshan, he's not going to die. They get him pretty low, but they figured it was a little too risky. I mean, and that's understandable, right? Immortal's team fight is pretty strong. Gyrocopter as well as Lich, and then you throw a Puck on there. A lot of AoE control.
They do have the blink. They just got on New Shem. Unfortunately, for them, the Radiant Ward will scout him out there, just running along top.
Wow. Monkey has caught that up here. Puck caught him initially with the Dream Coil. Nice sucker finish, but he was hoping to try to get an Epicenter off for a turn. It got canceled, though, so now that's going to be on cooldown without actually being able to cast it. And Febby goes down, though, so. Okay, Lifestealer Slaughter caught up to him.
That was odd. I mean, they had the Radiant Ward watching that, and Febby still just, like, walks over into him.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I was looking at the bottom lane because I thought that wasn't going to be the case, but oh well. They find it. Make use of that blink, sure enough.
Storm's doing good, though. I mean, he went to Treads build and Bloodstone, had it up by like 18.5 minutes. He is perfectly okay with like the pace of this match for him. The rest of his team's probably not.
Drums activated, trying to finish off Roshan. Ooh, nice stun there on it for Rev. Storm Spirit, he's flying in, going for the steal. QO picks up the Aegis at the last second. Rev is going to die to the call down in the midst of it with the Chain Frost. Slaughter goes down as well. It's 2 for 1 so far in favor of the Radiant team. And going to be more, it looks like. Dazzle getting low as well as Lifestealer. They both go down. Double kill for QO, and he stole the Aegis. Talk about the best hero to have it on, too. And, Grant, that's one of those fights where the game just completely swings the other way.
That's a 5k swing, 4 Bloodstone charges, and I think you were watching, right? When Lifestealer got bashed by Roshan, that actually just lost him the Roshan. I can assure you BSJ is extremely mad. QO, I don't even think he saw that bash. Perfect timing, though, and oh my god, 4 Bloodstone charges in one fight after you've been involved in no kills. That's nuts.
Yeah, and the Radiant actually even got the Roshan kill on top of that, so that's right. So.
They are rich. They got an Aegis. Now how do you gank the Storm Spirit? You blink it on him with a Lifestealer. Guess what? He's gonna go, even if he goes down once, he's gonna have that Aegis. He's gonna have Frost Armor. It's gonna be so hard to bring him down just after one fight.
Well, and he went to 300 health talent at level 15, so he's nearly 2,000 life at this point. Oh, Sand King. Hello. Found some buddies. 19 charges now, yeah. Another.
It's so funny. We were talking about Leviathan just dominating. Now it feels like they're so far behind us.
Roshan, man. Roshan can change everything. Night Stalker, at least they're going to catch up to him and get him killed. So they do find something in the long run, but Yeah, no, this is definitely Immortals is feeling pretty good now. Again, that goes back to Roshan. That's what he can do. Even the first Roshan. Now, obviously, 2 and 3 to come. Talk about swinging the game. The third one, especially with that new refresher shard. Who knows what can happen?
Gyro went Manta, kind of a strange build. I mean, the move speed's nice, and I guess if they get on top of you and you survive the initial burst, like you can Manta off the open wounds, which is nice, and you can just outmove them. Still low damage, but I don't think they realize they're just gonna go for these longer like team engagements. His ulti, just flat cannon plus lich. He doesn't need straight damage.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing that Immortals is going for sure. That they're more relying on the control and just the AoE presence of damage that they bring with magic, and then Storm Spirit, if anything, kind of the one to clean up those that need to be. So, speaking of him, what does he haven't delivered? That's the Kaya, one of the new items there. He's one of these heroes that's really good on, though, right?
Yep, and now, I mean, that's what I said. If he gets Bloodstone Kaya, and he got it early. I mean, this hero actually just doesn't run out of mana now. Yeah, I think we've seen Kaya. It's good on Korjuk hero, Storm Spirit, and I want to say one other hero I've seen a lot on. It looks so broken on those heroes, but then you're like, what else do you get it on?
Yeah.
Is it broken if it's just good on some heroes?
Yeah, no, not really. It's just yeah, it's definitely a niche for those specific heroes, but I don't know if it's broken, but again, still early on in the patch.
On Storm, it feels broken. I'd say it's the one hero it feels super broken on. Then you get an Arcane Rune, and it is something to behold.
Well, yeah, that's just like saying though, like a regen rune is broken on Storm Spirit. You're not gonna change regen rune though, just because of that, but it's
Radiant's middle tower.
I remember. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, when Ice Frog used to change items based on people, like Venge and Pudge couldn't use Blink, but that was just because you could trap your own teammates and enemies. But
yeah,
he used to make hero-based stuff.
Yeah, that's a little silly though, in my opinion, but that's a discussion for another time. Bottom tier 2 though, it's going down. I mean, they're not even gonna try to defend this. Obviously, it's an Age of Storm Spirit, so I guess it's understandable. But man, just the shift here. Immortals gets free towers. They even smoke up going into the tier 3. I don't know if that's going to accomplish a whole lot here, but maybe try to make it a little scarier for Leviathan. Trying to defend. Moonlight Shadow's activated. Ooh, Sand King, level 2 epicenter. He's going to go. They go with the initiation of the Invest Bomb. They get the kill on the puck right off the bat. The call down, though, in response. Storm Spirit, the Age is going to be burned. Slaughter. Shallow Grave will save him for the time being. Lich, he's taking a lot of damage from that epicenter. He'll survive for now, though. Doomy barely going to live as he walks away, but a nice 3-man crush into the 3-man Burrow Strike. Where's the follow-up, though? There it is. The Starstorm comes out from Garter, but in flies Storm Spirit. He picks off Slaughter. He's cleaning up, though. Heroes that are low. He gets a double kill, and QO will just fall back now after getting yet a couple more charges on his Bloodstone, and the arrow just missed. If that hits, that could have been huge, but it does not.
Oh man, and if Radiant had a Sentry Ward there at all, they would have gotten so many kills. The Sand King just sandstormed on top of them. That could have been way different, but Leviathan chained their stuns together. They lost that team fight, but I mean, they're not feeling too bad. They defended the base at least. But now the Storm is quite out of control. And like you said, guess what he found? The old regen rune.
There you go. Pretty strong.
Stupendous.
3,000.
3.2k. Oh, Lord. I don't know. He could just go for the more aggressive. Oh, he's going for the Orchid. I was like, he could just go for the Shivas here, but Orchid even more aggressive.
Yeah, Orchid going to be happening. So, I mean, going back to Mirana, she's finished the Manta style. She's going to be going the BKB next. And of course, that's a pretty valuable item this game. But to be fair, still a little bit off before she has that. Okay, she did get the mail. I was going to say something fell off. So she has the Maelstrom now, though, as well with the Manta style. But yeah, BKB going to be that item, it seems like, for Leviathan of, okay, we get this now. Maybe we can start turning some things. Middle lane, Storm Spirit, they're going to jump in. Can they at least kill him? They can. That's a big string stopper. Put the Chain Frost doing a lot of return damage. The Drinkwell that helps to lock down and get the kill on the Slaughter at least. And now Monkeys, he's running. Burrow Strike in 2 seconds. Get off in time, he sure can. He has the Sandstorm as well. Lucifer Orb through though, and here comes Storm Spirit. Zippity zappity, Kyo's already back with that Bloodstone Resurrection. He's looking for more, maybe BSJ, Moonlight Shadows. Gonna keep him away, and he'll be fine in the end.
They just haven't had vision like in any of these fights. Immortals could have just been dominating these fights, and they have one Sentry Ward on a Lich, and that's it.
Yeah.
And now he just placed it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Still free tower.
I'll take it.
Radiant's
I mean, it's been a shift here for Immortals, but it really hasn't been overwhelming, as I say this. So BSJ, he could be in trouble now. Vortex pull in, the call down. That's an easy kill. So that's not going to help the cause, though, of Leviathan for coming back. He's dead for a minute. That's easy tier 2 middle. And do they dare push into the base now? I mean, no Aegis anymore, so probably not. But point is, this game's not out of control necessarily. I mean, Leviathan still has, hell, the second Roshan. I'm sure it's going to be highly contested here.
Yeah, it is. And Garter's still farming out. I mean, Garter's going to be doing a ton of damage. He almost has that BKB, like you said. Once he hits the Mjolnir, he'll do a ton of damage. The problem is, as long as he doesn't get picked off like BSJ just did right there, man. He just ran in, he got silenced, he just kept running forward, and it looked like a classic Eternal Envy play, honestly.
I like if you've referenced Eternal Envy now twice, at least twice in this.
BSJ reminds me of him so much. Just the heroes they play and how they play them, and the kind of mind-boggling plays. I definitely say, like, BSJ says he reminds himself of Arteezy, but I definitely see the EE in him.
All right, I'll trust your insight on that one there. You have Dazzle coming back with the team, trying to finish his own Glimmer Cape, but they're going to smoke up, it looks like. Somebody has it, there we go. Infest inside Slaughter. And now Hunting. Ooh, nice Shadows as well as they're going in. Storm Spirit would be a great pick, of course.
They have a gem on Puck now, and he's getting up there.
Oh, yeah. Using those bots to get back in. So instead they're actually going middle, and at this rate they're not going to find anyone. They're running to the bottom unless they TP back to defend, which is possible.
Oh, they're going to have to, because MP, he's got the Mask of Madness. He is going to chunk this tower.
Gyrocopter using that rocket barrage to clean up the creep wave. Storm Spirit assists, and here we go. That Mask of Madness, as you mentioned, not going to be activated just yet, but going to start putting some pressure a little bit on tier 3 and does get the response that they're looking for as people TP back.
It feels like, I mean, they just need more farm. I mean, Lifestealer got his Deso like 7 minutes ago, and he's just been sitting inside of New Sham for a lot of the time. That's the problem. Lifestealer, you want to be active, but you need to know when it's time to just hop out and farm.
Yeah, I've noticed that can be kind of a tough call sometimes, because you're like, we're gonna find that kill any second, but then it's all of a sudden you're sitting in that hero for a good minute and a half, and nothing that's actually happened. So he's gonna continue to do that here with the Slaughter, as you're getting at, but unless they find a kill soon, it's like a lot of inefficiency coming out. Just doesn't sound like BSJ.
Garter went for the damage. He went for the Mjolnir actually instead of the BKB.
Oh yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, I saw that picked up, but you're right. That over the BKB. Oh, what do you think about that? That's a curious choice, because BKB did feel like it's going to be really good this game.
Yeah, I think they just need the damage, right? Like, BKB is good, but what if you just BKB right-click and you don't really do anything to Lich Armor, right?
Yeah.
He has level 4 Lich Armor, so when you're right-clicking, you need that magic damage from Mjolnir. You're going to be doing absolutely nothing.
How about this, by the way? This was a triple stack Ancients that was just triple stacked by Immortals, and BSJ ends up finding it to steal all of it, essentially. So nice 24 more 100 gold on him. He has an AC queued up and well on its way. So nice swing of gold right there of sorts. As their smoke, though, is Immortals, and they're at least going to find one. They're going to get monkeys. You know, considering, though, I think that's okay for Leviathan, because that could have been much worse.
You say that and then you're like, wait, why is he there? why is he farming a small camp of neutral creeps in the enemy jungle?
That's fair, yeah.
As a Sand King.
Yeah, maybe a little bit silly, especially with nobody showing on the map, but hey, it happens, I guess. I wouldn't have been there, but monkeys, you know.
And I'm looking at the hero levels, and Monkeys Forever is the offlane, level 14, while the Puck is 17. The Blink Boots of Travel, so much movement. That's the thing, Sand King went this quick pace to build, and it just hasn't been as quick paced for him.
Yeah. Yeah, Puck had a pretty horrific start, too. Remember, he died early on, he just wasn't getting the levels, but yeah, it shows the recovery there. By the way, level 20 talent, 40 attack speed for Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit's he's deceptively strong with his attacks, right? Like, where you wouldn't think attack speed's maybe necessarily the greatest out on him, but it actually is pretty damn good. He flies in, by the way. They jump on Puck in the response where there's a call-down's coming down. Gyrocopter's getting locked down, however, in the midst of it, and he'll end up falling. BSJ with that rage allows him to live, but he's losing teammates all around. Dazzle, Mirana, and Sand King already picked off, and now with no more rage, there's no chance for him to survive through this. What seemed like an okay start for Leviathan, not so much. Nusham, he just simply is going to waddle back to base, but that's a complete cleanup, really. 4 for nothing in favor of Immortals right there. man.
We saw the power of the Manton MP. Like, it looked like he was going to go down. He just mantas it off, and, well, doesn't even matter now. They're done.
That first Roshan, I mean, that's it, right? Like, you really can't overanalyze this game other than just simply that first Roshan. The steal from QO on Storm Spirit, the timing was perfect. They completely turned around the game and did not look back from there.
Yeah, this felt like a game you want to take Roche as the Dire, because you can do it quick. We saw how quick they did it, but, I mean, you need to get a pick off first. Like, you have the Lifestealer, you have the Slardar, why not get a pick off into getting it?
So, it was close for Leviathan, but Immortals, they do hang on, and they take the victory here in Game 1. It is a best-of-3. I know this format has been a little bit confusing for some guys. Just to clarify, so at this point, it's single elimination. This is the semifinals straight up. Immortals and Complexity were auto-qualified to this point. Leviathan and DC, as we'll see later on, they had to get to this point. Now that we're here, it's just semifinals into finals. So winner of this will play the winner of the Complexity DC series for the spot to Summit 8 from the NA region. So just to clarify on what we're looking at. Anyways, Immortals up 1-0. Anything else, Graham, before we go to the break?
You can just tell. I mean, Immortals, right? I would consider them a tier 1 NA team, pretty much maybe a tier 2 global team. And I mean, you just see why. Like, they don't get stressed out. They're losing. They know they're down a little bit. They just keep playing. They know they have heavy team fight, and they take advantage of it. Leviathan just didn't know how to deal with that heavy team fight.
Absolutely. Fun series here. Off to a good start. 1-0 Immortals. Leviathan showing fight, though. We'll see if they can force the third game or not. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Grand. Stay tuned. The Summit 8 North American Qualifiers will continue coming up shortly.